Welcome back, this is CerealSnax. Today I'm playing Full Throttle by Lucasarts, released in the 90s. Great game, great voice cast. It's held up very well over time. And I'm really looking forward to actually playing it, getting through the game. Again, I played it 1,000 times, but it's been a while. And I hope you enjoy watching me play through and comment on what I believe is one of the best games ever made. So, enjoy.
Whenever I smell asphalt, I think of marine. That's the last sensation I had before I blacked out. The thick smell of asphalt. And the first thing I saw when I woke up was her face. She said she'd fix my bike. Free. No strings attached. I should have known then that things are never that simple. Yeah, when I think of marine, I think of two things. Asphalt and trouble.
Rip Burger, you're dumber than dirt.
Oh, Mr. Corley, if you'd only listen to my plan, my vision.
I know your plan, Rip Burger. You're waiting for me to die so you can take over my company.
Oh, sir, that's horrible. I am not waiting for you to die.
You know I've never liked you, Rip. But you have business know-how and killer instincts that I respect.
Why, thank you, sir.
But this latest idea of yours, riding up to our shareholders' meeting with a gang of bikers? Who do you think you're fooling?
The shareholders, sir. It's good PR to be seen hobnobbing with real Corley Motors customers.
What do you know about our customers, Adrian? You've never even been on a bike.
Well, you know I'd be on one right now, sir, if it weren't for my destabilizing inner ear condition.
Ah, your ears are fine. It's what's between them that scares me. Boys I can ride with. Step on it. Let's find out who they are. December 61, my dad's waging alive. Still on that salary, we all for pussy time.
Hey, Ben.
Hmm.
You know, Ben, we're broke.
Yeah.
And if some cash doesn't come our way soon, we're in big trouble.
Relax. I have a feeling something's coming our way. Something big.
You better stay out here, Rip. This place is bikers only. All right. Who's the guy that drove over my car?
What could possibly be taking so long?
Maybe old man Corley got himself in trouble.
Yeah, maybe they took the old guy out back and worked him over with a 2x4.
An appealing notion, but improbable. More likely he's boring them to death with some tale of the glory days.
But Malcolm, isn't that illegal?
Not back then, it wasn't.
So who do you ride with these days?
He rides with me. Although I'm sure he'd much rather be riding with your little club.
I told you to wait out in the limo, Rip Burger.
I thought you might like some help with your sales pitch, sir.
Sales pitch?
Yes, we have come here today to offer you and your men employment. Mr. Corley requires an escort to the annual Corley Motors shareholders meeting.
Does this look like an escort service to you?
You would be well compensated for your time, of course.
Not interested.
It's fairly obvious that you could use the money.
Listen, I said we're not for rent. The polecats are not goons for hire.
Not even if it were Malcolm Corley's dying wish.
Rip Burger? That does it. I'm gonna...
Hold on there, Malcolm. If you don't mind, I'd like to step outside with Mr. Ripburger for a little chat.
Excellent idea. And the doctor says he only has a few months to live.
That's bad news for all of us. He's not just a nice guy. He's also the last motorcycle maker in the country. What happens to Corley Motors if he dies?
Don't worry. I have a plan. And if you come to the shareholders meeting with us, you'll find out what it is.
No dice, Ripburger. The polecats are not thugs for rent. If you want to buy muscle, you should go find the Rottweilers.
The old man says it's the polecats or nothing.
Then I guess it'll have to be nothing.
And that's your last word?
That's it.
Well, I'd like to make you just one final offer. Bolus, take this coat and go get his motorcycle. We'll have to tie up this little 200-pound loose end. It will need to look like an accident.
That stuffed shirt actually thinks I'll leave him in control of Corley Motors when I go. Boy, is he in for a surprise.
Hey, where's Ben going?
Your colleague has decided to accept our generous offer after all. As a matter of fact, he's gone on ahead to scout out the route.
He did?
Well then, let's roll 'em, boys. Yahoo! Cornell, here we come.
So you start out in a dumpster. Of course, the first time I played this, I struggled to figure out how to get out of the dumpster. Of course, all you do is click on the lid. Now, one bit of trivia, the voice of Rip Burger, the bad guy apparently in this first scene, is actually Mark Hamill. So he does the voice of the Joker. He's become kind of the Joker that everybody's come to know and love. So neat that they do that. You can see the scum interface where you can kind of click the button and it pulls up your actions that you do.
Some joker took my keys. I don't like that.
So I love the way that they've done these games. Of course, the first thing you have to do is kick the door and go into this little bar. Pretty fun stuff. Oh, yep.
I fixed your door. It was sticky.
Look, I don't want no trouble. Just leave me out of this mess.
You know what might look better on your nose?
What?
the bar. Now don't mess around with me.
Alright, alright. I got your keys, but I don't know nothing. They had guns. They told me to stall you as long as possible.
Why?
I don't know. I overheard them say something about an ambush up the road.
What else?
Nothing. Look, man. Here are your keys, alright? Oh, someone did say something about killing you and making it look like an accident.
They didn't do too good of a job there. But why ambush the polecats? I'd better get moving.
So of course when I first played this game, I didn't realize how classic the beginning would become, but it really is a classic. And you'll see, you come to this next event where you do a little bit of fighting against some people on the road. That's a little jarring, but overall, epic motorcycle action. So,
When I'm on the road, I'm indestructible. No one can stop me. But they try.
Hey, ain't you the #1 polecat honcho?
Yeah, and you're in my way.
Well, get used to it, bud. When the Rockwheelers hit the road, we own it.
Look, I'm serious. Someone's ambushing the polecats.
Someone's ambushing the polecats? Oh, heavens! Whatever will we do?
That does it.
Come on, kitty! Let's get down! Don't give up now! Oh. Hey, hey!
Something about killing you and making it look like an accident.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
They had guns.
Malcolm Corley's dying wish.
Something about an ambush up the road.
I have a plan.
Oh.
Man, this is gruesome. My editor better print these in color. Now I have to get you some help, I suppose. Ah, quit moaning. I know someone around here who can fix anything.
What are you?
I'm a mechanic, and apparently a pretty good doctor as well. My name's Maureen.
My name's Ben. Why did you hit me over the head, Maureen?
You were in an accident. A reporter found you and brought you and your bike here.
My bike? What have you done with my bike?
Brought it back from the dead. Sort of like what I did with you. I need a little help getting it finished, though.
Who are you?
Maureen, remember? If that's too hard, maybe you should just stick with Mo.
Do you have a last name?
I prefer not to use it. What about you?
Same deal.
Then it's Ben and Mo forever, I guess.
This an authorized Corley Service Center?
Now, you could call this a Corley Service Center, but I don't have the official paperwork.
Ah, an illegitimate Corley operation.
I prefer to think of it as a renegade Corley operation.
Where'd you learn bikes?
I grew up working on them with my dad. One summer we did nothing but restore this old hardtail together. I mean, we scrubbed every bolt until it shined. But he took off one day and he never came back. So I switched to toasters.
You live in this town?
Well, Melonweed's not much of a town. What's left of it is sinking about a foot a year. People either learn to adjust or they leave, which is fine with me.
Not a people person?
I'm just better with toasters, that's all. You seem more concerned with me than your bike.
How's it look?
It looks better than it did, but you gotta help me out. The front forks are wasted, so you'll have to get some new ones. And someone stole my welding torch. Can you believe that? I can't finish without one. And last but not least, I patched up your ruptured gas tank, but you're out of fuel and I don't have any.
Well, I'll let you get back to work.
Let me know if you need any aspirin or anything.
I'll wait till she's done. Who's this?
Oh, that's me and my Uncle Pete. He took care of me after Dad split at this place he called the Mink Ranch. When he died, he left it to me.
You're a mink farmer?
Nah, that place went belly up long before he died. But I still go back there whenever I need to get away for a while.
Oh, good, you're not dead yet. I might still get a quote.
Listen, I've got to stop an ambush.
Ambush? Really? Where?
Somewhere between here and Corville. My crew is escorting some VIPs to the Corley Motors shareholders meeting, and there's an ambush waiting for them somewhere up the road.
Yeah?
This is hard for me. I need...
Come on, man, spit it out!
Could you give me a ride in your car? I've got to stop this ambush.
You're right. We have to get to the ambush, all right. But I'm afraid I'm without wheels at the moment.
How did you get us here?
Hitched.
I heard you saved my life.
Yeah, but don't worry. I wasn't trying to. I was just looking for some nice roadside disaster photos and you helped.
Who'd want a picture of me bleeding?
It's not the blood. It's the way you were, all twisted up like a pretzel.
Well, I'd better be going.
All right, drive safe now.
It's empty. Thanks for the lift. Now I got a quote for you.
This is the first area in the game where you really can do some adventuring of your own choice, kind of. It's not as linear. First place you can go to is this little mobile home. You can kind of hear the music in the background. It's kind of apocalyptic music. Also by a different band than the actual one that's doing the soundtrack, which is the Get Gone Jackals. And when I got this game, I actually got the soundtrack with the game. I guess I bought a special copy, plus a bandana that says Full Throttle on it, so that's kind of neat. So you wait till he comes upstairs, and the moment he answers that door,
Who's out there?
you kick it. And that's it.
This view defines true beauty. I think he's had enough.
So there's a few things to pick up in here. He's got a little
His decor has a strong carnival
Signs.
coin toss flavor to it.
cabinet with
It's empty,
your lockpick
but
in
there's
it.
something hanging on the door.
And down here, you have the first item that you need to get, which is the blowtorch that has been stolen from Marines.
That's my welding torch. How'd you get it?
Oh, it was just lying around.
A pair of forks, little gas, and we're set.
So that's the first part of 3. So now we're going to try to go look for some... We have to get the gas, first of all. And then you also have to go and get the forks, which will be in the junkyard. I'd forgotten that you actually need to lock that gate. So you need to get a lock. And so you can see here, there is a lock on the door.
I couldn't break that lock.
And you can't do much with it, so you open up your inventory, take out your pick lock, and boom, there you go. And really the first thing you can get here is the lock. You can't do much else yet, so you grab that lock. So like I said, it's pretty interesting. One thing to know about the voice actor of this game, one interesting tidbit, is that he was just a random guy that lived in Southern California. He, was picked by Lucasfilm just because of his voice, obviously. He's got a great voice. And he actually died back in 2004, which was really sad because he was really good at kind of giving that character that Ben has in this game. So I forgot here, I can't really lock that chain. You actually have to lock the gate that you climb, that then you can climb up the chain. So even though I've played this game a ton, I always seem to forget the little tiny simple puzzles. There you go. It's all locked. Now I can climb up in here. The other puzzle that's coming up is there's a junkyard dog, and we'll see that in a minute. And that always gave me a little bit of fits because there's a special trick to getting him trapped so that you can get the forks that are in the junk pile. So this particular puzzle, you'll see there's a bulldog guarding the junkyard, and you have to get a piece of meat into a car and then lift that car up into the air so that the dog can't get the meat. Now, I'd forgotten that. So while I'm playing this, I can talk a little bit more about the game. The lead producer on this game was actually Tim Schafer. And if you know Tim Schafer, he made Psychonauts with his Double Fine Productions company. And he's making a new adventure game called Double Fine Adventure, which was started through Kickstarter, so it's something to check out. He also made Grim Fandango and some of the other real popular LucasArts games, so this is kind of one of his early successes in my opinion. So he's a great producer and developer of video games, and I'm looking forward to seeing his new one from Double Fine Adventures coming out sometime, probably in the next couple years, but we'll see. So here I'm doing this puzzle, and at first, like I said, I was trying to put the meat into the car here, and I couldn't really do it.
Dog jumps in car, eats
the cool part about Ben,
jumps
he's
out,
talking in the background here, I probably have him muted a little bit, but he's kind of like an anti-hero. Kind of reminds me of, I'm guessing he was probably modeled off characters like Mad Max and even characters like, the typical hero character, which, is basically just trying to live his life and do what he wants to do, and he's ripped from that and pulled into events not of his own doing or his even desire to be involved in. So, and that's what makes stories like this so popular. You've got, characters like Bilbo and the Hobbit who don't really want to go on an adventure. They don't really want to get involved. They just want to enjoy their simple life. And Ben is like that in many ways. He just wants to drive around on his motorcycle. But because his livelihood of driving around a motorcycle is threatened because of the Corley Motors deal,
fire damage.
he has to get involved. So I'm going to get the forks here, and it's not going to work because the dog comes running. So the puzzles are not that difficult in this game, honestly. I think when I first got it took me a day or so, or maybe a couple days to really beat the game. But, it wasn't like I required a hint book or anything like that. And now you can play through the entire game in probably an hour and a half, I'm thinking. So it'll probably be 3 or 4 episodes of this, and I'll be done because it's that short. It's almost like watching a movie. And it's funny because nowadays people talk about how games are too short when they're like 10 or 12 hours. But I think I paid $40 or $50 for this game and was perfectly happy with the hour and a half length. So, here I am trying to put the meat in this car. My memory was a little bit incorrect. It wasn't that car that I had to put the meat into. It's the cars on the next screen over here. So you'll see I'm still trying to figure it out. If you go this direction, and of course then I walk too close to the dog again, and he gives his shocked expression and runs for it. A lot of the things they did really well in this game are his animations of running. his face in general is very much like Clint Walker. If you're familiar with Clint Walker, he almost looks exactly like Clint Walker. Of course, the voice, we talked about that earlier. So, there goes his face again. So, one of the other cool things about this game is, he's a member of the Polecats, the biker gang. And it's funny because the Polecats, a polecat is actually it's a slang term for a raccoon. So it's not necessarily a cat, although I guess it sort of is. And then you have the Rottweilers, who are, one of the other gangs, which, obviously alludes to Rottweilers, and they kind of look like Rottweilers, all the guys on that gang. So there's some good themes. There's also a lot of Easter eggs in this game that reference movies like Star Wars and that sort of thing, just because it's a Lucasarts game. So we're going to go up here in this tower, and then all that it takes is to magnetize this item and lower it down. And of course, see this, I'm still unfamiliar with this. I've played it obviously a ton, but still, for some reason, my brain is not clicking when I was playing this again. So as you can see, I'm recording after playing because I don't want to cover up any of the audio while I'm playing. So then you grab the car and lift her up. And for some reason on dumb view, it's a little harder to control the lifting and all that with the mouse. But I got it. Yeah, so here's where I make the mistake. I hit the magnetize thing again, thinking that was the exit button. I'm not sure if I mentioned Roy Conrad. That's his name. I'm not sure that I mentioned Ben's voice actor's name. His name is Roy Conrad. It's funny because he's got this real deep voice, and he actually died of lung cancer. And the funny part about it, it's not really funny, I guess, but the interesting part about it is that he was not a smoker, but he died of lung cancer. You'd think that, that's what maybe caused his voice to be so deep and so great, but it's not at all. So, interesting just tidbit about Roy Conrad. And I talked a little bit about Mark Hamill. He obviously plays Ripburger. And then there's another actor that's been in a lot of stuff too, Maurice LaMarche, who is actually in a lot of LucasArts games as well.
Nice forks. Where'd you find them?
Right next to the knives and spoons.
Just gotta gas her up and go.
This is the final mission here, is basically to get the gasoline from this gas tower that's over here. And it's a little different than the other puzzles. You can see here. We'll go after the ladder. So that is obviously not the way to do it. So what you do is you grab the ladder and then run for it. Hide back over here.
Lane, where are you? Hey, I don't see anybody. Maybe nobody's there. You set off the alarm. Maybe somebody's just fooling with you. You must have missed that last guy. You can hold this thing still while I'm going down for a closer look.
I don't see nobody. He must have run away.
Yeah, we would have seen him running from the air. He must be hiding up in the tower.
We got him treed.
Let's go up and get him.
Now that they're up in the tower, it's pretty straightforward. Instead of stealing the gas from the tower, you actually steal the gas from their little vehicle thing. Got the tube I got from Marine's house, and I guess we'll just call her Mo from now on. And then the gas tank that comes with it. Of course, these are all little puzzle things that may take time to figure out if you haven't. But you use the gas can on the tube, and then you use your mouth on the tube to start the gas. I wouldn't advise doing that at home. That's probably real dangerous to do, but anyway, it's a game. So there we go. We got our gas can.
It's him. Get it.
Where?
Over there. Quick. You go around the other side and we'll have him cornered.
Where'd he go? Let's call it quits, huh, boss?
No. Let's call on reinforcements.
Oh, good. You get this from the gas tower?
Not exactly.
Well, that's it. Wait outside for a minute and I'll finish her up. I'm working on a surprise.
I hate surprises.
All right, here she comes. Am I cool or what?
You're amazing. I should crash that thing every day. So what's the surprise?
Oh, just your average everyday pre-regulation destroyer class solid fuel recoil booster.
You're serious?
Yes.
But only the vultures.
I have my connections. Now, are you gonna try this thing out or not? Hoo-wee, I wish I had a camera.
I wish I had some way of paying you back.
Just beat it, will ya? You're scaring away my regular customers.
Bye, Mo.
Send me a postcard from the ambush.
Time he ain't getting past us. See him? No. Keep looking.
And so ends part 1 of my playthrough of Full Throttle. I'm going to end it here in Melonweed, the town we were questing in, and show you what's next very soon. So, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of Full Throttle, and I will be back soon with part 2. And try not to talk over too much of this game's greatness. So, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.